Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to showcase the chapter 14 Blossom quest, both the health and attack ones. I'm gonna start with the health Blossom quest. It's really not that difficult. You can tell that by the fact that I'm using 2 mobs in this quest. You don't see that very often. This team does have all the booster ARs in it, and it consistently clears this quest in 3 turns, so I wouldn't say it's much of a meme. It's actually just a really good team. I do buff them with the Summoner's Affiliation bonus, as well as the Wakan Mugen and the Christmas Teda. So, first quest, the first phase, the only thing you should look out for is the Loki, who gives your units bind after he gets hit. So that's why I'm using the Yaksha mob, that not many people know this, but they do have the bind immunity, which makes the first phase rather trivial. Like, everyone has very little HP, so you don't have to worry about getting by there. The second phase, Tianzun has quite a bit of health, but that's all about there is to it, to this quest. Just make sure to hit all enemies. The missing mobs, the neither of these ones, they give your allies 2 nasty statuses, Darkness and Confusion. Confusion is especially terrible because it restricts your movement. The horizontal movement rather, and Darkness is just an attack debuff. Moving on to the third phase, it's very similar to the second one. There are just 2 enemies with a high health total, but they are Inferno elements, so they should be a bit easier to deal with. Just moving my units around, make sure to hit everyone, and it's just that easy. Pretty much all my strategy for this quest is just to have units with high attack and good range, and also counter the bind that you get in the first phase. That's all about the rest to the first quest. Now moving on to the attack quest. This one's a little bit more challenging, that I am using a much more powerful team this time. An interesting choice here for me is using the Christmas Zhurong, as he is weak to all the enemies in this quest, but he still does enough damage. So this team uses all of the ARs except for one. I picked the Crafter's AR for Zhurong. It actually should be at level 100 for maximum consistency, but I just didn't have enough shards, so I'm using it at level 1 for demonstration purposes here. So the first phase is not very difficult actually. All enemies have very little health and they can be cleared with an all-range unit. One note here is that Kirito does give your allies a skill lock after he gets hit, and I do need my skills on Zhurong especially, so before I clear everyone with all range, I make sure to hit Kirito with my magic range units. It's Bertro in this case, but you can use any other ones. So the second phase is the real difficult part of this quest, where all enemies have a ton of health and they can't be cleared by all range. So first of all, make sure to pull them in, and then I use Kirito, Bertro and Teda to clear the row of 5 here. And I also make sure to hit the Overlord Exception twice, because you can't just hit it once, it has evasion on the first hit. So I hit him with Bertro once, and then deal super high damage with Zhurong. With that one. You can alternatively just use a unit that uses evasion here, works just fine, you don't have to hit him twice. There's also some weird healing going on here, and don't really bother reading all about it. So one more moment here is the reason I'm using the Crafter's AR is for the attack down resistance status. I want to make sure to dodge getting the darkness status. Why is that? That's because I want Zhurong to remove the other debuff that the missing mobs get, which is Confusion. Confusion makes you have less horizontal movement again. And one interesting moment is that you don't know in which order you'll get the Confusion and Darkness statuses, so if you get the Darkness status first, then Zhurong removes that one, and he leaves the Confusion on him, and you restrict your horizontal movement and you can't do all this fancy movement on phase 2. So that is why I picked this AR. If the AR is at level 100, I think this team should work 100% of the time. but I haven't tested it too much. So anyway, that's all there is to it to this quest now. I think this quest's way better designed than the chapter 13 ones. They're way easier to clear like casually, but in my opinion more difficult to master to clear them in the lowest amount of turns. But it's still possible, and it was fun to make a team for it. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know if you've enjoyed this style of narration over the PowerPoint slides. Also, I have recorded the chapter 14 no summon challenge videos, but I haven't edited it yet. Let me know if you'd like to see it narrated or have it edited the old style. So that's it. Thanks for watching.